Well, welcome everyone to a very special edition of FlatWebTV. This time we'll take a look at the Texas Flatland Roundup number 8, which took place the 13th and 14th in Austin, Texas. Not only is Austin the capital of the great state of Texas, it is the host of Austin City Limits on that weekend, and the Great Texas Toast, BMX event. So there were a lot of things going on in Austin, and definitely a good time no matter where you were going. But it was the last stop of the Am Flat circuit, and there were a lot of things on the line. There were pro purse, of course, lots of money there. There were year-end titles, and there was a little bit of glory, I think, if you can manage to do well in the hot, humid weather that is Austin, Texas. First off, there were a ton of riders in town, too many to list, too many to name. As you might expect, the OG was kicking. Pre-jams happened throughout the whole week. I was there on Thursday and Friday night, and I'd say 40 or 50 riders, multiple jam circles, hang five races, lots of cool things happening, some great riding. And that would usually be enough to make a great Flatland weekend. But there was, of course, a contest on Saturday and Sunday. So prior to that, we went to the site to check it out. Went there on Thursday, very hot. Went there on Friday, a very hot Friday afternoon. They had already put a ton of work into cleaning up the floor. And when we got there, it looked like it might have not even been touched. That's how dirty that floor was. The contest site was held in a warehouse that is used to hold and treat lumber. And the Texas Toast event was at a lumber yard, so it makes sense. So we pitched in for a couple hours, got some sweat equity into that, and pressure washed the floors, swept, did a little bit of light cleaning. After we left, another bunch of guys came in and cleaned up. There was a lot of work put into that floor, and just wanted to say thanks to all the guys and girls, my wife was there, who helped out in making that floor one of the best surfaces I've ridden on. It went from something that you wouldn't have thought would be rideable to one of the best surfaces to ride on, period. That got the venue set up for Saturday. On Saturday was the novice and vet class in its entirety, and then the expert and pro class for qualifiers. Now, these classes were pretty big. The novice class, I think, had 8 riders, 2 of which were girls, and that's always a good sign when you can have, 25% of your class be female, and they did a great job. They held their own. It is important to point out that some of these riders in the novice class may soon be stepping up to expert, who knows. Would like to point out the contest results for that. Of the 8 riders, we had Eric Favot in 3rd place, Cesar Rangel took 2nd, and with a very unique mix of original tricks and kind of interesting routines, Sean Lapsley took 1st place. Sean is who I was referencing when I thought maybe that might be a future expert. Definitely has some nice links, nice original tricks there. The vet class, which was dubbed either the Ouch My Back Hurts class, the Viagra class, the I'm Too Old to Do Anything But Ride in the Vet class, had 16 riders. I was one of them. I was really happy to compete again. I think the level was nice. It was fitting of a veteran class. The top 3 are as follows. In 3rd place, we had Tony Strickler. In 2nd place, with I believe, flawless no-touch 2nd run, was Jeremy Jones. And nobody could catch 1st place. It was Nikola Olick, who just has a very, very smooth style to himself, and just put down 2 very, very solid runs. Did a great job. Important to note, that class should only grow as the population of Flatlanders continues to age. So it was good to see that many riders in the vet class. Moving on to expert, there were 24 riders competing for 10 spots in the finals, and this class was stacked by far. Before I get to the results of the qualifiers, or before I get to the results of the finals, I should say, I wanted to point out a couple things that I noticed during the event. During practice, John Yule pulled one of the craziest roll-aids, I believe his first true straight-up roll-aid ever. I didn't happen to catch it on film, I just saw it with my eyes. I think Jim McKay caught that on film, so maybe you'll see that in an edit coming out soon. It was a fantastic roll-aid. Couple other interesting tidbits. Andrew Wickham from Georgia did just a crazy rollback, foot on the seat, decade, backwards roll-aid. I'm not even sure how to describe it, but it was so clean and so sick. Definitely a highlight. Couple other guys I wanted to point out. Lincoln Harberger has this real unique, cool style, and just takes his tricks to places you wouldn't think they're going. Steve Jordan, the guy has hops. He can do look down bunny hops. His 360s were, I don't know, they were high. And he did a great job. He went right into the finals. He definitely qualified. And one other rider I wanted to point out, among many, there are 24 riders, and I think they all did such a great job. But Rene's Tomko had just these smooth, sick back wheels double duck tricks. Fast, smooth, confident. He was on fire, and definitely earned his spot in the finals. But of course, there are only 3 positions for the podium, and they were as followed. In third place, just sick back wheel flow, lots of good front wheel tricks as well, a good variety, was Austin local Alex Johnson. He came out, did a great run, 2 great runs as a matter of fact, and I believe he had to do a runoff, so had to ride 3 times in the end, and consistent the whole way through. Really, really good job from Alex Johnson. Second place is the nicest guy in Flatland, or one of the nicest guys in Flatland I've met. Super smooth style, controlled at every corner. None other than Todd Carter did a great job. Front wheel tricks, back wheel tricks, again very smooth, always in control. Really, really good job, and congrats to him on second place. Which brings us to first place, and from what the announcer kept saying, was a guy who didn't even plan to compete until he got there, a guy who's been off of his bike with various illnesses and injuries for quite a while. But you wouldn't know it from the way he rode. His runs were solid. They were chock full of some pretty hard switches and links, and everything was fast and smooth and dialed. TJ Perry took first place. It was a really, really good set of runs. I don't think it left any doubt, really. He was just dialed on fire. So well-deserved first place there for TJ Perry. Which brings us to Pro. And Pro, again, there were 20 riders from all over the world, with the notable absence being there were no Japanese riders. I don't think that takes anything away from the level of this Pro class. If you've got Dom, Matthias, Terry, JF, Alex, if you've got guys like that in your class, that's a top-notch Pro class. The list goes on. There were a lot of great names. There were a lot of the young new pros that are kind of pushing themselves into that class, and cheers to them. You had guys like Prashil and Mark Coleman from Pralex, Tyler Gilliard pushed himself into pro, which is great, and these guys are only going to get better as time goes on. But again, just like in expert, there were only actually 5 spots for some kind of monetary reward. So there is one side note. Austin local Adam DeClaudio had qualified to ride in the finals, which is an amazing feat in and of itself. I believe as he was warming up for the pro finals, something just went wrong with his back. Basically, he couldn't ride, spent quite a bit of time at the hospital, and is now recovering. Hope you recover soon. So that bumped Jean Boulianne from France into the top 10. And I don't think he was ready. I don't think he had his bike with him. So prior to the finals kicking off, he was trying different people's bikes to see which one was closest to his own. I believe he ended up riding Matthias's bike and did pretty damn well for riding someone else's bike, not having much warm-up time at all. Definitely did pretty well. So in 5th place, we had Jean-Francois Boulianne. I mean, just a great run, very energetic, lots of smooth, tight, fast switches. I think, you know, between he and Terry, they might battle out for most enthusiastic rider. And that shows in their riding, it shows in the way they carry themselves in their finals. So he took 5th place. In 4th, with just a very, very cool run of very original tricks, very smooth style, was Dane Beardsley. He was just riding killer, and you know Dane, you know his style, it's his own, and his originality really showed. And that moves us on to 3rd place, and Terry Adams rode himself into 3rd place. He had his usual assortment of original tricks. He really, really wanted to hit his signature trick, the Katrina, and after he did that, you could just see this flood of emotion wash over him, and he kind of felt he was on top of it at that point. 2nd place with just a great mix of fast, smooth, aggressive, Matthias Dandois. Hit a couple really cool things, especially at the end of his last trick. He went for a half cab whopper to peg wheelie to long link. It was very, very cool to see him ride in person. And that brings us to the number 1 pro, Dominik Nekolny. He was on fire. He needed this win in a lot of ways. Had a bit of bad luck with a car break-in in Houston. So he was really riding to get back what he had lost as far as stolen goods. But definitely deserved it. Had a heck of a hard link where he did a cross-footed whiplash into a crazy long front wheel link. It was just incredible, and we're going to hear from some of these guys in just a minute about their runs. The year-end titles, of course, this was the last stop, so the year-end titles went as follows. In the novice class, Sean Lapsley took 1st place for the year-end title. In the vet class, Tony Strickler took the 1st place year-end title. And in the expert class, Mr. Smooth, friendly guy himself, Todd Carter, took the expert class. Pro results are coming out soon, not at the time of this taping. So pay attention to the MFlat site for all the details on that. So without further ado, as I promised, let's take a look at some of the interviews that we were able to get. Keep in mind these were conducted before the final results were announced, as this guy had to catch a plane pretty much exactly after the finals were announced. So let's check out what Michael van der Kroft, Terry Adams, Dominik Nekolny, and JF Boulianne had to say about the contest. All right, we're here at the Texas Flatland Roundup in Austin, Texas, with none other than Michael van der Kroft from Delft,
yes,
the Netherlands. So first of all, tell us about your scene.
Like, there's actually no scene in my city. Like, there's in Haarlem, it's like Des riding with a lot of guys. a few guys actually. I drive to there most of the times. And there's now like one dude from Hungary in Rotterdam. It's like 10 minutes with the train, so a session on Sunday with him.
So mostly you ride alone all day or all week?
It's like I mostly ride one time a week.
Yeah.
And I try to ride more, and so, but depends on my work. So.
So when did you actually get into Flatland?
I think it was 2004, like flat round. I was checking it out and was like, whoa, this is super dope. I'm gonna learn it, man.
And from there, like, when was the first time you actually competed?
Ooh, I have to think about that one. I actually don't know. I think it was like Delft Jam. It was like it's like the skate park jam and at the Flatland. Well, it was cool.
Okay. So how do you describe your style of riding? What are the tricks that you like to do the most?
Actually, I don't know like the Flatland tricks how it calls, because it's like a whole different language.
Right.
It's like I call it the Vicky Glide. I don't know, I saw him doing it first, so I just named it like Vicky Glide, and I love to do that trick. And I base my style on that kind of tricks.
All right. So shortly here we're gonna have pro qualifiers, and you're in the pro class. Are you ready for this? Are you dialed? Are you warmed up?
Yeah, I'm warmed up. It's super hot here, so yeah, I'm like not super dialed, but I'm happy to compete. I hope I can qualify.
Great. Any new tricks you're gonna drop today, or you're gonna stick to what you know?
I think I'm gonna stick to what I know, and maybe at my last trick I'm gonna pull my banger.
Right on. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to say thank you, maybe back home or around the world?
Yeah, I want to thank my family, my girlfriend, especially Gorilli. Check it up online. It's got dope clothes, shipping worldwide.
Great. So we're gonna check him out in the pro qualifiers coming up, and I have a feeling he's gonna qualify. So maybe we'll talk to him after that. So we'll see you then.
All right. Peace.
All right, we're here at the 8th annual Texas Flatland Roundup with Terry Adams. You are one of the more emotional, intense riders out there.
Yeah.
You show it, you wear your heart on your sleeve. What is it about riding that gets your emotions that high?
I don't know, man. To be honest, like it kind of takes over me. Sometimes it's awkward to people, but I can't stop doing it, man. My face tenses up. Obviously, like you see my legs shaking and stuff. But I just want to go out there, pull my stuff, and freak out a little bit if I do. So,
was there in your first or your second run? Was there anything that you really wanted to hit and that you wanted to get done?
I wanted to pull the backwards whip, and I pulled it in both runs. So I was just stoked to pull it twice, really.
Hey, is that a new one for you, or for contest runs at least?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying it at contests like pretty much all year, but I barely hit it. So to hit it twice, I was stoked on that.
Well, they haven't announced the results yet. Take yourself out of it for a minute. What were your impressions of the other riders? Who killed it?
Dom and Matthias killed it. They killed it. I mean, the footage will show, or everyone that was here, like everyone's kind of talking about who won, and they both killed it. Like they both pulled like crazy combos at the end of their run. So I guess we'll see, man.
Well, you also killed it. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you around, man.
I'm a big fan of this show right here. Watch it.
You heard the man. You heard the man. All right. All right, we are at the Texas Flatland Roundup with the newest flatware rider, Jean-Francois Boulianne, all the way from Montreal. You killed it in your runs. First and second run, how did you feel? How was the floor? How was everything?
First of all, thanks, man. I really tried to keep it together, because competition is really a hard part of Flatland, You can go at your spot every day and nail everything in your best trick. So you really have to prepare for a contest. I'm really happy, actually, I kept it together, because sometimes when you fall, then everything goes bad and goes wrong. So I'm happy with that, because sometimes when I don't perform good, you put so much work into practice, then it's kind of, sorry to say that, it's kind of a little depression, like it goes down. But I'm happy with my riding, did some mistake, pulled some trick, and had a great time, man.
I asked Terry the same question. I'll ask you. You are a very emotional rider. If you're happy or you're sad, we can see it on your face. What is it about riding that brings all your emotions out?
It's riding itself, and it's all the work you put in riding, and you train so hard, like I said before, to pull your trick, and the feeling of pulling it first try on the floor in the contest, it's great, man. And yeah, I'm emotional. I'm always far away from home and traveling. My family don't see me a lot and stuff like that. So when I do bad, I don't feel. But now I'm really stoked, man, and I don't care about the result. Just so happy. But Flatland is come from the heart for me. So yeah, it's really emotional.
I noticed during your run you had special music.
Yeah.
And you were singing.
Yeah.
During your run. How do you concentrate on Flatland and sing a song?
Actually, I tried a lot of music, but I tried some smooth music, I tried some harder music, and with this song, I feel good. And I try to not listen to this song all the time, only listen to it in the contest. But I know it, and in my head, the fact of singing some lyrics of it just maybe make me feel like home or something like that. Hey man, this contest is crazy. People are still practicing. There's no joke about that. So yeah, music and emotion for me, they kind of go together.
We don't know the results yet. That's coming soon. But how do you think you did?
Maybe in the middle, not the best, not the bad, but like I said before, I don't care. I'm happy with what I did. I'm not in depressed mode, I'm in happy mode. So enjoy Flatland and don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's a great sport and one of the most difficult sports on the planet. So just enjoy it, guys, because it's amazing.
He said it perfectly, man. Jean-Francois Boulianne, Montreal, Canada, Flatware. Great job.
Thank you, FlatWebTV.
So we're here at the Texas Flatland Roundup with Dominik Nekolny from the Czech Republic. You just finished your runs. How did you feel?
It feels like okay, not good, not bad. My first round was, I guess, okay. And after beginning of the second round, when I messed up, I was like, yeah, it can be better than the first round. So I just wanted to try some new stuff, and I put like really hard combo that I really want to pull in the contest. So I'm really happy about this one.
Yeah, the crowd went crazy both runs, but especially in your second run. And you had like 10 seconds left, and you said, no, that's enough. Did you just feel like that was enough for you?
Yeah, it was enough for me because like actually the run was fucked up because I pulled just one combo, but that combo was like I guess really awesome because like I practice it really hard and for me it's really hard, and you need like a lot of like good floor, good mood, good everything to pull it. So I was really happy, and after that I was like, yeah, I cannot do more.
Well, I heard that the trip over here from Houston, there was some bad stuff that happened, so maybe if you get this win, it'll balance the good and the bad.
Yeah, actually it will be really nice because I've got, because Priscilla and Alex picked me up at the Houston airport, and then we drive down to Austin, and we just stopped by on the food in the middle of the day, and we got ripped off the car, so glass was broken from the door, and my backpack, everything like laptop, cell phones, passport, everything got stolen. And yeah, then yesterday we've got fight with like super huge guys, so this trip it's like so many stories to tell. So yeah, I would be actually really happy.
Well, good luck, great job.
Thank you very
and
much.
Very nice to see you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
So that brings us to an end to this special episode of FlatWebTV. Definitely wanted to thank all of the Austin locals for just hosting one of the best events, the Jam at the OG, the event itself. Everybody I met down there was great. Definitely wanted to thank Terry Adams, JF, Michael Vandekroft, and Dom for the interview. Also wanted to thank Rad Dad and Art Thomason for doing an interview with me that my camera apparently didn't capture either audio or video of. At several times my camera just shut down because it was so hot in that building. So until next year when the 2013 Am Flat Circuit kicks off, just wanted to say thanks to the Am Flat guys for doing this. I think these events, it's my first one, is definitely one of the best flatland events I've ever been to. I think because all the guys that were there. I wanted to thank everybody I met, everybody who said hi, and thank you for watching, and we will see you later.